Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Walker Ford in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have a special Mustang for you that I think might surprise you. This is a 2023 Ford Mustang GT. This particular one is a CS. I'm not going to tell you what that means right now, but another unique feature about this particular pony car is a color called mischievous purple. But before we get into this classic, naturally aspirated V8 rear-wheel drive performance car, let's talk about what's going on here. Changes are a-coming. What does that mean? That means that there's a new Mustang on the horizon for model year 2024. It's going to be known as the S650, and guess what? There's already been some people that maybe have not fallen in love with it because of the overall style and some of the technology that they're bringing to the interior. Well, guess what? The good news is the 2023 model year vehicles are now showing up at dealerships across the country, and there's still time to get an S550 platform Mustang. It's been around since 2015. They did a revision in 2018, and since then has been going strong. I think the best part of it is you can still get a 6-speed manual, 10-speed automatic, and of course there's different ways to spec it. This car, being a GTCS, stands for California Special. California Special originally came out in the late 1980s. It was a special edition for dealerships in the state of California because that's where they were selling the most Mustangs. In 2015, there was a California Special return, lots of little touches, and I really think that if you're looking for a Mustang that aesthetically has some special features that's gonna make you stand out from the rest of the horses in the stable, it might be this particular car, especially in mischievous purple. It's a very unique color. Sometimes it looks black, sometimes it looks blue, sometimes it looks purple. But why don't we go ahead? Are you gonna regret? Are you gonna wait for the new Mustang and then not like it? Are you gonna regret not getting a Mustang GT California Special? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, you can see with the cloud cover, the car looks more black than anything else. But I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around, and here's where you'll start to see some of that color change out onto the hood. It's like Mother Nature just cued itself to show that nice, deep metallic purple. Other angles, it looks blue. So at the front of the business, when you go California Special, you're gonna still get that same revised front fascia and headlights. So in 2018, they changed the headlight housing, the interior, it's still full LED, and then down below, they took a little bit of a styling cue, believe it or not, from Darth Vader's helmet. So if you are a big George Lucas fan, like I know Steven is, he loves George Lucas. He actually has a tattoo of George Lucas on his left bicep. You actually get some style from Darth Vader's helmet from the whole Star Wars Generation series. But on the bottom portion, you'll notice the splitter. Believe it or not, this splitter is a little larger than your standard Mustang GT. The reason why is they took it right off of the Mustang GT Performance Pack, just to give you a little bit more unique look. So that's one extra touch, California Special. We come across the front grille, and here's where you're gonna find some more special touches. You have your honeycomb grille shape, just like a big old box of honeycomb cereal. Get the milk out, pour it in. Love the gloss black design. And here's another nice feature. Check out the new badge for 2023, GTCS. CS does not stand for Carroll Shelby. It stands for California Special. One other thing I want to show you, and I'm going to need Steven to come back in, is that you have this metallic gloss gray finish around the perimeter. I'm really digging that. It really separates the gloss black with that gunmetal gloss metallic gray. On the bottom portion, I'm very happy to report you get the same honeycomb grille in that gloss black. The only thing I wish they would not have done is put the fake honeycomb on the side there. That's a zonk. They should have just left it smooth. But you'll notice the larger splitter, like I said, from the Performance Pack Mustang. Now when we get up onto the hood, you see the purple nurple? You see still your honeycomb gloss black heat extractors? But guess what? There's gonna be some more changes for this California Special. We come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So you're gonna get these unique 19-inch wheels. Check out the way it's got the GT logo stamped in it. Metallic gray finish, machined aluminum, 255 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and like I said, 19-inch all the way around. Remember, a standard Mustang GT wheel is 18-inch. So this kind of brings a little bit extra style. Let me know what you think about the wheels, the color, and how they look with this particular mischievous purple. Another thing you'll notice is that you're not gonna get 6-piston calipers. So if you want the extra performance goodies, you're gonna have to go Performance Pack Level 1. This has your standard 4-piston calipers, standard size rotors, and of course, all the suspension tuning is what you would find on a standard Mustang GT. If you wanna up it a notch, or a couple notches, go Performance Pack, and that's gonna bring a lot of goodies, especially wheels and suspension. Now, as we go down the side, mischievous purple, like I said, it looks kind of black right now, just depends on the amount of sun, but it's a nice metallic color. Working our way back, here is a unique touch, and I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing in. On the California Special, you're gonna get these side vents. Now, they are fake, so we're gonna kind of have to zonk them a little bit, but they do save it a little bit because where it's blocked off is a little bit on the interior. So you actually don't see that it's fake from the side or even when you approach the car. So I kind of like the way that they don't look too fake like on a Supra. And I have to admit, like I said, if you want something aesthetically that's gonna separate you from the rest of the ponies in the stable, this is another nice touch on the California Special. Now, as we drop down, you'll notice our GTCS side strip, and this strip goes from right in front of the rear wheel all the way to right behind the front wheel. And if you look closely, I'm gonna challenge Steven here. I'm gonna have him zoom in. If you look closely here, you'll notice that there's actually writing. And we'll see if the camera picks it up in this area. It literally says California Special a bazillion times within the stripe. It's just little touches like that that I like that Ford did to help separate the car, like I said, from the rest of the pack. Now, out back, you're gonna get a little bit more rubber, 255 on the width. On the rear end, you got, of course, that wonderful wheel setup to help get the power to the ground because it is rear-wheel drive. And then spinning around the back, we got a couple nice touches. First of all, you might be able to pick up how that color changes from black to blue to purple. You're gonna get the Performance Pack Level 1 rear wing. So I'm really digging the wing. This is one of my favorite wings. I like the way it's got a V shape to the center area and then the way that they wrap around the attachment on the corners. And then of course another nice touch, which they have not had since the S197 Mustang, is that you have that simulated fuel cap with California Special and the GTCS badge in it. Very, very nice touch, a little bit of that metallic gray finish. Tri-bar setup, and then working our way down to ground level, you're gonna get, as an option, the Ford Performance exhaust that you can make louder or quieter, depending on how many people you wanna piss off. But let me know what you think about all the additional touches that they did aesthetically, especially with the rear wing, and especially with that faux fuel cap. I think it kind of looks cool, but let me know what you think in that comment section. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk horsepower with this California Special. All right, guys, we do have the hood popped. You do have a prop rod still underneath the hood. There's two things. One thing I'm not gonna zonk, the other thing I am gonna zonk. First of all, the first thing I'm not gonna zonk is I love on the California Special, you get that massive strut tower brace from the Performance Pack Mustang GT, and I like the way they give it a unique badge on that brace. What I am gonna zonk is this ginormous surfboard style engine cover. Too big, too much plastic. Let me see that beautiful intake plenum. And the good news is for 2024, they got rid of all this plastic cover. But what is underneath the cover? You have a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8, just like before, 7,500 RPM redline. The bummer is, since a couple years ago, there's actually less horsepower. 450 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. Now, the upcoming Mustang GT for 2024 is supposed to have 480 horsepower. So you are gonna get potentially 30 more horsepower than over this 2023. But guess what? With the 10-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, quarter mile zooms by at 12.1 seconds at 122 miles per hour, top speed is 168 miles per hour, and the car weighs around 3,900 pounds. So still quite respectable when it comes to horsepower numbers and the fact that you can get an automatic and a manual. But remember, for 2024, there is no California special that's going to be available. So something to think about. But while you're thinking, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of an eargasm. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire up this GTCS. All right, guys, we're inside this mischievous purple Mustang GT California Special. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been wanting to get myself a Mustang. You know, my wife says that I had to wait until the kids graduated from college. Well, guess what? They are done. And we finally got them out of the house at the age of 32. So I'm so happy about that. I'm ready to buy a Mustang. I don't know if I like the new one coming, but I'm definitely liking this mischievous purple. How much is it? Very good question. MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is right at $52,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I love how the California Special comes with the Alcantara microfiber suede material and the red stitching. Something so simple really spices up the door panel. I think the one thing I would have liked to have seen is that dark shiny chrome on the door handle and the door handle pull to be like a dark chrome. That would have been a nice touch. Door pocket is a great size where easily you could get a Whopper and a large fry in there and a Pepsi to wash it down. And when we go from the door panel to the dash, guess what? The fun continues. More red stitching. I love the way you have a unique Mustang California Special badge. Even the way they did the trim, so much better than gloss black. You got your 3 AC vents, your 8-inch infotainment system, heated seats, 3 stages, and 3 stages of ventilated seats is a nice touch. Dual climate control, you got your toggle switches, and an aluminum start-stop button, USB-A, 12 volt, and you could easily put, I would say, 13 Jolly Ranchers here. Get sour apple, get watermelon. Steven's favorite is sour apple, because sometimes he's a sour apple. But anyways, we have this 10-speed automatic. It's actually a pretty good looking shifter for an automatic transmission. I like the way they brought the red stitching, more of the red down here. My zonk is that they didn't listen to me fully. I would like to see red stitching here instead of this simulated black stitching. And then another area is on the mechanical e-brake. So we have a good old-fashioned mechanical e-brake, but it would be nice to have the stitching here, just to really spice it up. 2 cup holders. You got your Mustang key fob, remote start so you can scare everybody at the post office when you're coming outside. And they brought the stitching onto the soft armrest. Open it up, you got a USB-A, and you could easily put, I would say, 22, maybe 21. You might be able to bump it up to 22 packages of Pop-Tarts. Strawberry, maybe some of those sprinkles. I know Steven was telling me how much he loves these freaking Oreo ones. I can't find them in the store, Steven. You gotta show me the way. Seats, look at the way they did it. The red stitching, GTCS, love the Alcantara, power adjustable only on the bottom, which I will never understand. And then I'll show you the back seat. I'm not sitting in it. I've already done that a bazillion times in my Mustang reviews, but we'll show it to you. There's the back seat. I'm so happy that they did red stitching and the Alcantara material. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I got a digital gauge cluster I want to show you in this GTCS. Guys, time to get into this Mustang GTCS on the business side. I do like the aluminum sill plate. This does illuminate LED with the Mustang logo. And on the California Special, they do give you an aluminum brake pedal and a throttle, but just like all the other ponies in the stable, no aluminum dead pedal. Seats, They're very comfy. I'll give you that. They're not really gonna hold you for handling, but this is more of an aesthetic package rather than a performance package. But like I said, the fact that they're heated and ventilated is awesome. And then of course the steering wheel, the leather. I wish they would have done the GTCS logo on the horn button. That would have been a nice touch. You do have plastic paddles on the back to go up and down the 10-speed automatic. And then you do get that great digital gauge cluster that gives you all the information that you need, and you're able to scroll through all the different readouts and how you want to have the tach set up. Look at this. Ready for the track? Yes, for track use only. I understand, Ford. And then you got the tach right across the top. Yes, the vehicle is on. And then you even have things like drag strip mode, which we have to see the manual again, and slippery when wet mode. So when Bon Jovi comes on and you're listening to 80s on 8, that's the mode that you go on and you are living dead or alive. But why don't we go ahead? Am I gonna show you the trunk? Hell no. If you're ready, I'm ready. We're going on throttle in this California Special. All right, guys, we're in this mischievous purple Mustang GT California Special. 10-speed automatic. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Nice fast shifts. Look at that, like a freaking Gatling gun, like a machine gun. Unbelievable how that 10-speed just fires off, so precise on the shifts. And I feel like they've done a better job where it's not wandering through the gearbox, where it kind of knows where you want to be at any given moment. But it's great to see the last year of the S550 platform where they have the GTCS, the California Special, especially in this color. Let me know in that comment section again, if you haven't already, if you're digging this mischievous purple or not. But definitely when you go California Special, you're getting all the comforts on the interior with that microfiber suede material. You got full electric seats, heated, ventilated, and then of course you got that fast shifting 10-speed automatic. Visibility in these are great, and I think it's nice that they added the GT Performance Pack rear wing and front splitter just to give it a little bit more of a sportier, aggressive look compared to your standard Mustang GT. But really, really nice with the instrumentation, the layout of everything, and just one of those muscle cars that you can daily drive and have no issues with it when it comes to comfort, and definitely when it comes to the performance side of things. Pulling away from the light, we do have it in Sport Plus mode. That's gonna change. Every time you change the mode, that's gonna change the sensitivity of the throttle, the steering, how the transmission and the engine behaves with one another. And of course, you go into track mode, and that's gonna shut off some of those nannies to allow you to use your own skill or lack of skill to move the car around the way you want to move it. But definitely in a daily driving situation, this 10-speed is a pleasure. Remember, it's the same transmission that is in the Chevrolet Camaro. GM and Ford work together on this particular transmission. Another thing I love about this California Special is that it has that Ford Performance Active exhaust where you can make it louder or quieter, and it just sounds so freaking good. But we're gonna get onto the highway here just to showcase how nice of a highway driver this car is. It's just very, very smooth, very composed, and you get the best of both worlds. When you wanna go on throttle, you can, and you can have that performance, but when you wanna sit back and just chill, you could do that as well. But the sound of that V8 is just intoxicating. There's just no way around that. And it's gonna be interesting as we move into the future with electrification, how that's all gonna play out, especially when it comes to sound, because to me, sound is a big part of the soul of a car. And if there's no sound, kind of a little sad, makes me sad just thinking about it. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. We're not a dead stop, but slow down a little bit. We're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Drops down and we are off. Love that sound. Golly, look at this. That's really where it all comes together so nicely in this Mustang GT California Special. You could use the paddles on the back of the steering wheel to downshift, or you could just let the transmission do it for you. But really where the California Special shows its hand is for those that want just a Mustang GT, but yet want a more unique look. And that's where you're gonna get some of those unique features that the other Mustang GTs don't have. For example, the side scoops, the grille, the badging, the stitching on the interior, things like that kind of sweetens the pot, so to speak, on the Mustang GT platform without going too overboard. But let's see how this handles. Obviously, not the largest wheels and brakes, but still handles great. And then the best part is, on throttle, here we go. Love that. Never get bored of that. Look at that, unbelievable. And I just love the instrumentation. The graphics are so clear. Everything just, it feels good in here. Yes, it's dated, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. This time I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna use the paddles again to downshift. So second gear right here. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. Nice, look at this. The paddles are very responsive. My thing is, I just wish that they were metal. I wish that they were metal and just a little bit larger. That's the zonk on the pedals, but they're very responsive going up the gears and down the gears. But I'm hoping that you really enjoyed this Mustang GT California Special. Remember, is it now or never to get one of these? Because there's none planned for the new generation having a GT California Special. But we're gonna get back to Walker Ford, because Walker is Ford, and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a great day here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Mark the Gooch, and everybody else for getting us access not only to a 2023 Mustang GT, the last of the S550s, but also this mischievous purple GT California Special. But let me know in the comment section, are you going to try to track one of these down, or do you think you might regret it down the road not picking one of these up and maybe waiting for the 2024 Mustang? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rise family. We got to give it up to Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. Not only does he work camera for pictures, but also video. He also knows how to drive a manual transmission, and his favorite hobby is underwater basket weaving. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.